All right, hey friends, I'm back. And I still haven't got my backyard back together yet, but I wanted to do this video because it's been way too long, and I apologize for that. The pool's done, and the wife's happy. So anyway, I'm going to replace this seal on this door now. The door seal. Bum, 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 bum. So a couple things in regards to the 5 things video I did and about the door seal. Number one, I made a way bigger deal out of the door seal, I think, than I meant to. It's not that big of a thing, and I think some people may have overreacted. Some people even saying, you know, both privately and publicly, that well, I was going to get a Lone Star Grillz pellet smoker, but now I'm not anymore because that door seal just, you know, it's a deal breaker for me. And let me start by saying that's ridiculous. You know, you don't do it to yourself. Don't deny yourself, you know, the best pellet smoker made today because of a flimsy little piece of felt on the door. That would not be. That's a extreme overreaction. You know, look, I mean, there's just a little bit of smoke escaping at times from the bottom of the door. It's not no major deal. As a matter of fact, I've cooked on it for like 4 months without the bottom door seal on it, and it hasn't bothered me at all. I had a brand new smoker, and I have this obsessive, you know, thing to want to keep it just right, the way that it came, and to keep it like brand new. But let's be real, it's never going to be white for a long period of time. It's going to get dirty, it's going to come apart, stuff like that. And what does it actually mean to the cook? I mean, you've got air blowing in across the fire to keep the pellets burning hot, and then it's going out the smokestack, and the majority of the smoke is going across your meat. Very little smoke is going to escape through that door seal. You know, I never had a smoker with a seal on the door before, so this was my first one, and I really, you know, just had this thing about wanting to keep it like brand new, and oh well, you know, this and that and the other. I actually did look into putting a door seal on my old Traeger, but the door geometry wouldn't work and all that other kind of stuff. I just decided it wasn't really that important, and I cooked a lot of great meat on that with smoke leaking out the door every day. So is a nice tight seal around your door going to be the difference between a good cook and a great cook? And it's like, oh man, this would have been awesome if I only had that door seal. No, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So it's not going to make the difference in your smoker and your cook and anything else like that. It's just going to, you know, not be like new anymore, and that's okay. Smoky Ribs actually commented on the 5 things video. He said that he actually went ahead and bought a new black door seal. Didn't understand why they didn't make it white to begin with, and when his started to come apart, which he fully expected it to, he was going to replace it with some black felt. But he's had his over a year, and he hasn't had to replace anything yet. I'm apparently clumsy, so and it wasn't me, you know, putting lard on the door or anything else like that. It was literally me like pulling the tray out while I had meat on it and a big old glop of grease falling right down on there. So now you can take some aluminum foil and just tint it over that door seal when you're taking things in and out of it, if you feel like going through that long and involved of a process, you know, to protect the deal. The thing I want to do today is I'm actually going to apply the new seal to the door. That was suggested by a couple of people in the comments, and I think it's a good idea. So let's give it a shot, see what happens. I got a whole roll of it I got from Amazon. I'll put the link down below to what I got, and we'll see how it works. Other than that, let's get to it. All right, hopefully this will all be in focus. So if you see a couple of spots here where there's a little bit of a built-up grease, I'm going to go ahead and kind of knock that down. And knock down if there's any kind of edge from you know, the seasoning to where I'm going to put the lid. I mean, where I'm going to put where I'm going to put the seal, and you can see this edge right here where the smoke has stopped. So that's the edge of the lid when it's closed. So I'll scrape that a little bit. Now I'm going to use this food grade mineral oil just to take anything else off of there that might be on it, because the oil will act as a solvent a little bit, in my estimation anyway. If I totally screw this up, we'll have to do it again. But the oil will, hopefully, if there's any kind of a grease buildup there, the oil will do a little bit better job of taking that off. So far so good. Let's do it one more time. And no, this isn't the last step. I'm not going to try to put on the stickum over the oil. All right. Still pretty nasty. I'm just going to wipe it down. Once again, we'll see how this all turns out. That's a little bit better. All right, last step. I'm just going to use some good old isopropyl alcohol. Try to remove any more of the grease, including the oil that I just put on it. Blue shop towels, folks, one of the greatest inventions ever. All right, I just got a little alcohol in here. And I'm gonna rub that across here to get any grease off. Do my best anyway. I am trying to stick something to it after all. Grab a clean rag. And across there, it's doing a little bit better. Don't know how good this will ever get, but we're going to try it, and then I'll let you know how it goes. Looks pretty good. There's a little stickum down here. Not exactly sure what it is. All right, well, if I run a clean rag across it, that's clean. Looks pretty good. All right. So this is a seal I got, the islandoutdoorllc.com, Balance Efficiency and Control, the Barbecue Smoker and Wood Stove Supply Company. So got it off of Amazon. we're going to try it out, see how it goes. You can get the seal originally that you got, you know, with it from Chris and them at lonestargrillz.com, but it's fairly expensive, and the shipping will cost you almost as much as the material. So be fairly forewarned. And I'm going to stick it all the way across here. So it's got my handy dandy scissors. And then we'll peel the end off of it here. We'll take it all off at once. It did not curl up on me, thank goodness. So I'm going to stick it right along the edge. Just back off of it just a little bit. I can still see that line where it was before. All right. And the bottom seal went all the way across the bottom on for the old one. So now, since I got a little extra, I'll take my trusty pocket knife and trim it off. Tell you not to try this at home, but you're going to be trying this at home, so I won't bother. Yeah, a pocket knife's a little dull. Sorry. All right. Well, and there we have it, folks. There's a new seal on the bottom of the door. It's going to need to settle in a little bit. This other's pressed down and whatnot, but there it is. Seal is replaced, and I'll let you know how it goes. All right, hey folks, I'm just recording a little epilogue to this video here because I had somebody comment on the 5 things video once again restating that one of the things that they were really looking forward to was using the pull-out racks, and if they couldn't use a pull-out rack without destroying the seal, then they weren't interested in the smoker. Once again, I think that's a little bit of an overreaction, but anyway, let me tell you what I found out. First of all, I think I was smoking a brisket or a pork butt on the rack when that glob of grease fell out and nuked my seal. And what the grease does is it just melts the glue off of the back of the felt, and then it gets loose and squirrely. But anyway, I want to show you here. So I have the top grill out generally because I don't need all of that room. So with the table down, you can see it's about 10 inches wide, and I have plenty of room to reach all the way easily into the back of the smoker if I need to. So I've got plenty of room up here to do what I need to do. Now, if I had a big piece of meat on here, like I did, and I pull this out, that makes 2 things, right? So number one, the meat's right here, but then I can't set anything on my shelf because now my shelf is totally covered up by my grill. So now that wouldn't make any sense, because if I was going to take a piece of meat off of the grill or something like that, then I would have a plate of some sort here, and I would just take the piece of meat off and put it on the shelf. You know, you can see my the edge of my smoker here. Now, I can also do like I said and take a piece of tin foil and rip it off and, you know, tint it over that, and then you can do whatever you want to with it. It's well above the tin foil and it's not going to interfere with anything. And there's that. But once again, and if I had something that I was cooking in a pan or on a cookie sheet or something like that and I pulled it out, then, you know, no harm, no foul. There's no grease going to drip down anywhere at all. So anyway, once again, that was my big idea. I had that pork butt on there and I was going to take it off, and I pulled it out, and then I realized, like, oh, I'm covering up my pan. So that was worthless anyway, and then I nuked my seal. So that's what I was doing. There's the whole thing of it. The grate really fits with welds right on top of the edge here, as you can see. So the upper grate, no big deal. You can pull it out, do whatever you want to with it, and, you know, ease it out. If you can't get your hand underneath the top here, when the other grate's in the garage, but I can ease that out and then mess with something and then ease it back in. Very functional. This seal's not even a contemplation at that point. So anyway, I just wanted to tack that on and show y'all the mechanics of this. Oh, and look at my seal. It's doing pretty good so far. I cooked with it last night, and it's got a little brown on it, but no harm, no foul. Also, I wanted to mention that when I put that new seal on, it's not had any heat, it's not had any compression, all the other kind of stuff, and its factory thickness is just a little bit thicker than the old seal. So it will take a little bit for that new seal on the bottom of the door there to settle in, but I had zero smoke loss from the door after putting the seal on last night. Everything worked like a charm. So if I see anything that goes squirrely, I'll let you know in a comment or something on the channel. Until then, Texas Bluesman signing off.